Main Street Sports Extra. Ray Halbrook here. We're here with Coach Andrew Hubbard of the Lady uh, Hillsboro Hawks. How you doing, Coach?
Good. How are you?
Very, very, very good. We're gonna quickly give you a recap, give everybody a recap here of last season. And last season we had the Hillsboro Lady Hawks down as a 4-22 record. Their season ended in the Class 4 District 2 tournament against North County. Currently, this season, you are 0-4. Some tough road losses from what I've been hearing. Coach, give me, since this is your first time being on Main Street Sports, give us maybe just a little background on yourself and how many years you've been with the Hillsboro Hawks.
This is my second year as the varsity coach. I coached JV for 4 years and then freshman 2 years before that. Went to school at Hillsboro, K through 12. So always been here. This is my ninth year teaching. So kind of born and raised here and just stayed.
Hillsboro, born and bred, right?
Yep.
Looking at the early portion of your schedule this season here, opponents and travel, how do you think that'll benefit you as the season unfolds?
We're seeing a lot of different styles right now. We played Pius in our second game, Northwest. Northwest kind of played us in a zone and man. Pius always comes out in that hard trapping, pressure. Fox is a physical team that's, four or five guards. They played really hard. And then we just went down to Perryville last night and played them. I mean, it's pressure, in your face, tough defense, hitting the boards, getting on loose balls. So I think it's going to benefit us by the end of the season, seeing all those different styles.
Awesome, awesome. I gotta just pull off track just a tick. You're good friends with one of our announcers out here, Scott Lotta, and he was supposed to ask these questions during our Main Street Sports section today or Sunday, and obviously we had to reschedule. But Coach Hubbard, do you have any memories or many clashes on the softball field with Scott?
We played more than a couple. I'm pretty sure I played in the outfield for my team, so I'm pretty sure I threw Scott out on the bases more than a couple times.
Uh,
So
good memories there. Good memories. Uh, Going back here to the team here, you've coached against a lot of different coaches here in the districts, past and present. Do you admire or choose to emulate any of your coaching styles or philosophies, or pattern yourself after maybe a certain coach?
Um, I guess my pattern is kind of I follow my dad. He actually kind of keeps our book for us, and so he's been a huge help. And then Coach Noblet, that was the coach of Grandview last year, he's actually a close personal friend of my dad's. So I, kind of look up to him and have asked him at different times for help. But a lot of coaches around Jefferson County have been great the past 2 years, just giving me advice, helping me, getting me film whenever I'm asking for it. But I mean, to me, it's just I love seeing different styles. I love trying to teach different styles. You kind of have to adjust to the personnel that you have.
Awesome. That's awesome. Dad knows best, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Um, now, do you, from time to time, reevaluate your squad from as far as like style of play, starting personnel, offensive philosophy throughout the season, or do you normally try to stay with a stand pat approach?
I like to be pretty consistent. I like girls knowing kind of the role that they're in and what they're having to do. But this year has definitely been different. Just last week, I actually lost four girls off my varsity team. So I had to adjust a lot this week. Trying to put some of the younger girls in positions. So it's been a huge adjustment for us. I think it's helped because it's making some of the girls step up that weren't given that opportunity. So I've been able to see some girls that have rise to the occasion. So they've actually earned a little bit more playing time going forward because of what they've been able to do. So that's something I think in the future I'll definitely try to do more is adjust more and give them different roles throughout to see if we can adjust and put them in better places to succeed.
That's a big loss there, losing four. Wow.
Yeah, it was a tough week.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. What do you see as an early strength for your squad, and what areas do you see room for growth or improvement?
One area of strength that I'm seeing is our effort on defense. We switched to a man this year. We play a little zone, but we're trying to get more into man, and so that's been an adjustment, having to move our feet more, get out and pressure a little bit. And I've really seen us doing a good job of that and adjusting to that style. Our weakness to me is I feel that we become a little lackadaisical at times with just the small effort things, just kind of hitting the boards, kind of diving on loose balls. But that's one thing the last two games I've really seen us step up. So I'm hoping that is building that consistency for us.
Uh, so I'm sure over the summer, losing a lot of practice time and losing that that cohesiveness with certain players and team players. Uh, have I'm sure you lost some valuable practice time along your bonding time. Been able to bridge those lost hours, bring it together in a way.
Yeah, it was really tough this summer. I mean, we did get the month of July, but we missed. I mean, we didn't get any leagues in June, which I normally like to run a league. Coach Felker ran it before me, and so I've enjoyed kind of keeping that going. That I've seen builds a lot, and that was kind of our hope was last year. By the end of the season, I thought we were playing pretty well, and I wanted to see that kind of continue. But yeah, it really killed us on just being able to keep pushing, be able to keep growing. I feel like my girls did a really good job in July. We had a great number showing for each open gym that we had, and then even in the fall, our numbers were pretty good. So I was really quite pleased with our girls and showing up and working hard.
Moving that into like conditioning, has conditioning been an issue, and have you seen any of that play out during?
Um, I think the conditioning is definitely been a little difficult. The main ones for us is when we have girls going in and out. It's just tough. They're at home and they're trying to. I know I've got two that are at home right now, and they're trying to run. They're trying to be active. They're trying to do things, but it's very difficult on your own. And it's just so much easier when you have a group around you that's helping to push and helping to pick you up. And so that's kind of been one of the difficult things I've noticed for us. But yeah, it's definitely been a difference. A couple of our bigger girls, I've seen it's their legs are trying to adjust to the pounding that they're taking right now. So
Name some up and coming athletes who may be poised to have a breakout season for your teams, and any upcoming freshmen that could impact this season's varsity squad.
um, we've had a lot of girls that are trying to step up. We were kind of short on varsity experience coming into this season. Two of my starters right now are sophomores. Sophia Harrell, who started for me last year, about mid-season, and the rest to the end. And then we've got Dylan Day, who's a sophomore, uh, and she's been our leading scorer so far. She's our big girl that kind of sits in the middle, and she's been doing a great job. So those two I've really started to see kind of take a step forward, especially these last few games. Uh, as we've had a couple juniors that Kayla Van Horn, she's a junior, but again, short on varsity experience. So she's kind of trying to step in and learn a scoring role for us. Um, Michaela Smith, she's one that was a starter and she was out last week. We'll hopefully get her back here pretty soon. She's a ball handler for us. We've kind of seen her step up into a role that she's trying to learn at the varsity level, which is tough. And then one freshman that has stepped up in the last two games for us is Kaylee Hilton. She actually last night got her first varsity start, and she looked pretty good against Perryville. With that tough defense that they play. Able to go down, and I think she led us in assists, which I mean, as a freshman, that's pretty good to be able to step up into that role for the first time and be able to lead a team in assists. So.
Who do you look to lead your team on the court this season? Do you have a leader already kind of kind of arisen to the through the ranks right now that you just say this person's our leader right now?
Yeah, our vocal and kind of example leader is Haley Ginge. She's a great softball player, and she's just a hard worker. She's always picking everybody up. She's always talking. She's always kind of pushing everybody in practice. She's just somebody that you can always count on to give you everything she has, in practice, in every drill, or if it's in a game. Zoe Wood has also been stepping up for us. She just had a really good game against Perryville. And then Sophia Harrell has been trying to step up into that position, which as a sophomore is kind of tough. But I love that she's trying to put herself there to kind of be that leader. So even if it's not this year, hopefully, next year she's able to handle that.
What are your team goals?
Our team goals are one, we definitely want to improve on last year. Last year we kind of knew was going to be a rebuilding year. So this year we're kind of just looking to take that next step. We're last two games have been tough games for us against two tough teams. So we're hoping to get to the point where we don't just compete with these teams, but we're starting to, win a couple that we're not expected to. So that's kind of the next step we're hoping to take here in the next, by another 2 months or so. And with such a young group, we're just hoping to get to that end and then be able to hopefully build onto it into this summer and continue on into next year so that we're getting that growth, we're getting that experience now, which will help us later on. The way I'm seeing success for us is really, I'm just telling my girls to effort, hustle, and if we're out working that other team, getting offensive rebounds, getting defensive rebounds, loose balls, diving on the floor. We do a hustle chart that I actually got from Coach Mapes down at Park Hills, and I love it. The girls absolutely love it. They get to see that, they get to track it. We just had our freshmen took a charge last night. So, they get rewarded with not having to do some running that we do in practice. They get to choose not to do that. So she'll get to choose that with winning with the charge. So it's getting some stuff from him. As I said, just a bunch of coaches that have helped. That's been a huge thing for us to be able to measure that success.
What is it that gets you pumped up during a game?
Oh, um, I would say probably our defense. When I see us really getting down and really getting after it, seeing my guards get up and pressure a little bit, push some girls to the side, and just see everybody working together. Usually that'll lead us into a couple easy run out baskets. That to me really gets me going. Watching last night and seeing our freshman, Kaylee take a charge, that got me pumped. Just seeing those hustle, those effort plays to me, I guess that to me is just, I've come to appreciate them so much more now as I've gotten older as a coach, just because it doesn't take any skill. It's just somebody deciding to go work hard.
That's right. Final question for you here, Coach. My Ray question here for we're going to do a COVID version of this. During the break, obviously we had a lot of time off, and you weren't able to be able to communicate with your kiddos and whatnot. So I'm sure there's a lot of times to just do something. Was there something that you picked up during COVID as far as like maybe a hobby or interest?
I actually picked up running. I've hated running pretty much my whole life, unless I was playing sports. But I just decided one day, I was kind of bored just sitting inside, and I was like, well, hey, I'm just going to go for a run. And I ended up actually really enjoying it. So I've been running, and now once basketball season's over, I'm going to get back into it again outside. And so that's been a lot of fun for me.
Awesome. That's awesome. Coach, we appreciate having you on here, and good luck to you. We'll be up your way here Thursday, in fact, for your game against Windsor.